We're Dennis and Liz, full-time RVers who in 2017 traded our sticks and bricks for life on the road. While we love our home country and are so thankful for all of the beautiful things to see, explore, and experience here in the USA, we're also fond of international travel. After our first trip to Mexico was cut short by COVID-19, we returned home to have an epic summer road trip throughout Texas and Colorado. But 2 weeks ago, that all changed. We made the leap back south of the border.
We officially have a 6-month tourist visa for Mexico.
Camping at some seriously incredible places before making it to one of Mexico's largest cities, Guadalajara, where we take some time to enjoy the city life and eat some seriously good food.
Don't worry about me. I'm just looking really cool.
Cheers.
Welcome to Guadalajara. We officially made it to the city after a very hectic drive.
There were a bunch of crashes on the highway coming in. Delayed us like an hour and a half. And I mean, it's the second largest city in all of Mexico, so traffic is atrocious.
We got to our trailer park, which we are going to be telling you more about later in the video, but we are starving. And since we only have a short period of time here, I have planned pretty much all of the food stops and activities that we could possibly cram into our short time.
We do what we always do in cities. We eat and drink our faces off.
And we're pretty much gonna see it all in one day.
See it all in one day. See it all in one day. See it all in one day.
Now you might be thinking, Guadalajara is huge, there's so much to do and see in and around this area. Why are you only here for such a short period of time? That's because plans have kind of changed. COVID has interrupted our original plans of staying here several nights. They are having an increased number of cases of outbreaks, and with Dia de Muertos coming up this weekend, I think they're trying to be extra careful, and so they are doing a 2-week temporary shutdown for non-essential business. So any time from, I believe it was 6 or 7 a.m. in the morning till 7 p.m. You are allowed to operate for non-essential business, but after that, everything pretty much shuts down. Restaurants, bars,
Ubers.
And then on the weekends, it's actually non-essential services are completely shut down for most of the day. So it really limits what we'd be able to experience. So we're going to try and cram in as much as we can tomorrow, which is Friday before the curfew starts, and we're gonna head on to another city to experience Dia de Muertos. But right now we are waiting for an Uber because we are going to eat. We haven't eaten anything pretty much since breakfast. We got reservations at a really great farm-to-table restaurant that sources all of their ingredients locally, and they do seasonal menus. They even have a farm, an urban farm on top of their restaurant on the roof. Our reservation isn't for at least another hour, so to kind of keep us held over until then, we're gonna grab some beers.
Guadalajara apparently has a pretty decent craft beer scene. So
a big craft beer scene.
Who'd have thought that?
I know.
Not me.
We were like chugging all the beers before we left America, thinking we're not gonna get this. Okay, stepping it up with the patio game here. Super cute. This ends up actually not being a brewery, but it's a tap room. So they have a bunch of different beers from in and around, not just Mexico, but also from the United States. Cigar City is on here, Stone Brewery, some of our favorites. So it's kind of funny, but Dennis got 2 beers, I got 1. We're gonna have to enjoy these rather quickly and head to our restaurant. One of the best restaurants in all of Guadalajara. I'm very excited about the meal. First off, the entrees are for $11 US or less. Like the most expensive thing, like pork belly done so incredibly, is $11. So let's just say we're gonna go a little ham and treat yourself.
So I'm getting something that comes from Sonora, which is the state that we drove through as soon as we crossed over the border from Arizona, and it's called Bacanora, which it still comes from agave, but like mezcal, since it doesn't come from tequila, they can't call it tequila.
Everything we ate that night was incredible. From the homemade sourdough bread, crab toast, empanadas with heirloom corn, the flavors were fresh and balanced. And seriously, so good.
Poblano risotto. What?
This is what dreams are made of. You get all of the flavor of poblano. It's like buttery, smooth, and creamy. Just come here. Come here. My type of martini, baby. This one's definitely pineapple with tequila. Tomorrow night, we won't be able to go out and experience the nightlife here in Guadalajara, which I have a feeling is very nice. We're trying to make the most of it tonight. And so after a lovely, incredible dinner, we came to El Gallo, which is a tequila mezcal bar. They're known for doing really creative cocktails, seasonal ingredients. It's just supposed to be a fun vibe all together. Pretty sure we just met the bartender. And
the owner.
The owner, the bartender, I don't know, someone who's in charge.
Manager.
And shots may be coming our way, we don't know. So the shots, delivered.
They made it. Cheers.
So we had a blast last night. That bar was awesome. If you were looking for a good time in Guadalajara, that is the place to go for sure. Great drinks, great ambiance.
Oh, dude. And fabulous drinks. Some of the best I've had. The Paloma, which had like this grapefruit salt rim. Oh my God, was that delicious.
Unfortunately, I think I got a little gluttonous after still, you know, just pretty much like 6 days ago having food poisoning or a stomach bug or whatever it was. And I got sick again. So I'm probably not going to be eating at all today. Dennis is going to have to enjoy all of Mexico's flavors for us both. But we're going to try and give you a little bit of a less bougie food tour. Although we're loving that we can be bougie in Mexico and we can't afford those bougie American
Bougie
prices.
on the cheap.
Yeah.
We're Mexican bougie, we're not American bougie.
Yeah. So we're going to take you on a little bit more of a local food tour, kind of show you some of the regional specialties as well as a little bit of the city. These people.
This is the second Uber ride we've tried to catch and have them meet us at the entrance to the trailer park, and they just can't figure it out. After we figured out that the place has a destination in Google Maps led us right to the entrance. But none of these Uber drivers are following the Google Map directions, and
or
they're
the
just
Uber directions. Like, we have it pinned and it shows you where to drive.
Yeah, it's this.
But they see the dirt road and they're like,
Nope.
This can't be right. But it is right.
But it's totally
Follow
right.
the road. I've even given directions in Spanish.
Like-
Ay, ay, ay. Also, you might notice a beautiful new bag that I'm toting. We ended up seeing a few like market vendors when we were leaving the lake, and we treated ourselves.
Treat yourself. Actually, they had some of the best looking, best quality handmade stuff that we've seen at some of these roadside markets, even from the first time. I almost bought a bracelet in Guanajuato, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because this one is even more chingon. And what did you get?
Look at you with your Mexican language. Look at you go.
And
You go, Denise.
just so you know, chingon means badass.
Don't worry about me. Just looking really cool. Got my Mexican earrings, my Mexican bag, my Mexican shoes.
Looking Mexican bougie, girl.
It was a long Uber ride, but we made it. We are here in town, and our first stop today is to try a specialty here called Birria, which is like a goat stew. They take the goat, they put it with a lot of different chilies and spices, they cover all of it, and they put it in a pot or over the grill, and then they bake it, typically with an agave leaf. It's supposed to create this really incredible stew, and all of the juices from the goat just end up in the pot. We found out about Tacos Birrias on Taco Chronicles, which if you haven't watched that show,
Es porque es perfecto. ¿Quién no quiere un taco?
you're welcome. It's on Netflix and it's amazing. This is one of the most recommended places in town. I definitely think it takes the more touristy side.
Every local seems to have a different favorite for birria, so I don't think you could really go wrong, but we're gonna give this one a try.
So this is it. This is birria. So it's roasted goat in a consomme of its own juices. So like all the fat that condenses down into the pot while they're stewing it. Yeah, fresh tortilla, like almost too hot to handle. Oh yeah. The meat's super soft and tender. The spices aren't super overwhelming. Like it's not like a super spicy taco.
Channeling my inner Day of the Dead, I probably have sweat all over my lip from walking with this mask on. Something special that happens only just before the Dia de Muertos here in Guadalajara is called Feria de Cartón. And we're in a park where all of these different vendors come to sell things to put on the
Alteras. They make ofrendas to place on the alteras for your loved ones who are dead.
Which we're going to be sharing a lot more about Dia de Muertos in our next video when we go to Pátzcuaro, so make sure to stay tuned for that for next week. But it was a really fun way to be able to see something unique that happens kind of special in Guadalajara, only this time of year. But I think we're going to keep walking around, just look at more of the plazas. The city is
Mad Maxian.
yeah, it's like Mexico City, but size and intenseness, but not as clean, and it doesn't seem like as organized. It just seems a little bit more chaotic here.
Traffic here is absolutely
Bonkers.
Insane.
You gotta be careful walking, you gotta be careful driving.
And not just the amount, it's the way people drive. We're having a nice time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to being able to come back and explore more, because we're not gonna be able to see it all. One thing a lot of people like to do when they come to Guadalajara is get a picture with the famous Guadalajara words. Which, if you're not familiar, Mexico does that for all of their cities, but Guadalajara's have a unique look to them. Unfortunately, where you can take the picture with it, Liberation Square is shut down. So you can't actually access the pictures. This is as close as we can get, but it's alright.
Yeah.
We're still here.
Yeah, still get to see it.
We're about to wrap up our walk through the historic center, through all of the different plazas. We're gonna get him some more craft beer.
Welcome to Puesto Ambulante. This is the tap room for the brew house. I ended up with a fermentation of pineapple skin with piloncillo sugar. And so it's like kind of slightly sour, but it doesn't have that like bite to it that most sours would. This is really good, dude.
I love finding organic food shops in Mexico. We've done one shopping trip so far. It was at a Soriana. Nothing was organic. The selection wasn't great. This one has like all of our healthy whole foods. Yes, that's so important, having real ingredients.
If we can't turn the ingredients label around and identify without Google all of the ingredients in the thing, we usually don't buy it. Okay, so we made it here by the skin of our teeth.
Thank gosh.
Thank gosh, because all of the grocery stores, everything except for basically convenience stores like 7-Eleven and Oxxo's are gonna be closed for the rest of the weekend.
And Ubers are about to shut down as well. You can't order an Uber after 7. So we just called our Uber to get back home. It is surging so bad.
We've been spending for 40-minute Uber rides before now, it's been $7.
Yeah, $7 to $8. And now to go half the distance, we're gonna pay double the price. But
Yeah.
tis
Oh,
life.
well.
We also just got lots of goodies. Came to like $60. Not even. I think it was like $55. Oh baby. I'm smiling under my math. Last night it took forever to get home.
It's like an hour and a half, right?
It was insane. There was
Yeah.
just traffic everywhere in Guadalajara because of the shutdown. So
Well, that exacerbated it, but the guy was saying that this is normal and it flows in the opposite directions. In the morning time, everyone going into the city to go to work, it's just as bad. And then one of our Uber drivers even said if it's raining, like forget about it. There's tons of wrecks. You ain't getting anywhere.
So be prepared when you come to Guadalajara for some crazy intense traffic.
Yeah.
We were going to ride our scooter around the town, but after seeing the traffic in our first day, we decided not worth it. We'll just get an Uber.
Our sanity is worth way more than the cost of an Uber.
Absolutely. But we had so much fun exploring the town, and we know there was so much we didn't get to do. But we told you we were going to kind of explain where we stayed, because if you're coming here, there's really only in an RV one major spot to come to, and it's San Jose del Tajo Trailer Park, which is technically a 20-minute drive to the city. With traffic, it'll probably be closer to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But the trailer park was $10 US per night. Our spot technically had electricity. Technically.
My hands are wet and I just barely touched the frame of the RV when I was putting away some of the water stuff, and yeah, I just got shocked.
So we decided to just unplug and stay off grid because it's not
It's
safe.
dangerous.
Yeah, it's not safe. It had water and a dump on site, but this place is a little bit...
It's older, so with that said, the utilities are kind of neglected. Just take it with a grain of salt. Like, you're gonna have utilities when you get to any trailer park that lists them, but they might not be up to the standards. And if you do experience hot skin, it's best just to unplug and not use it.
iOverlander's instructions are absolutely awful, so if you're going there on iOverlander, we'll have better instructions. Make sure to follow ours.
Or just Google it. Google will bring you straight here if you Google the name.
So now we have about a 3.5-hour drive to Pátzcuaro, which is going to be where we are going to celebrate and get to experience Dia de Muertos. It's one of the most traditional places that you can visit during this special time of the year, and we are so excited to share that video with you next week. We want to thank you for following along on our adventure, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, of course, subscribe to that channel, and we'll see you
Next week.
Yeah, I was gonna say it in Spanish, and I totally forgot how to say it.
See you next Mexico Monday. Bye.
Adios. But they typically put it with lots of... Oh my god, mariachis behind me, I love it.
So all of the little specialty shops are what?
Special
Special shops.
That was funny.
You can tell we're tired and we don't want to film because this is crazy and we've been walking all day and we're kind of hungry and she's a little sick.
Today's like a tiring day. I don't feel great. He needs some more food, some more drink.
I mean, anytime you put enough beer or alcohol of any type in me, I liven back up. But at the same time,
Chip it right up.
I just chip it right up. Chippery.
Plaza Guadalajara.
That way?
No. That way.
¡Tacos, los tacos de canasta, tacos!
Tacos de canasta. Tacos.